All right, guys, today's cook is a takeaway classic. We've gone for sweet and sour chicken, but we're going to be making a really super easy version using the air fryer, but it's going to be just as good. So as you can see on screen, these are the ingredients that you're going to need to pick up. So you're going to need some chicken. I've gone for chicken breasts. They work really well, particularly with the technique that we're going to be utilizing. We're going to be giving it some flavor with some ground ginger, some garlic granules, and some salt and pepper. Okay, we're going to be making a breading using some corn flour and some sesame oil and some light soy, using a really cool trick. We're then going to be making a lovely sweet and sour sauce using green pepper, pineapple, onion, some pineapple juice, some honey, as well as the soy. And the malt vinegar, okay, not forgetting that. And I also forgot something, which was the good old fashioned tomato ketchup, okay. So let's cook. The first step is obviously to prep these chicken breasts. So all we really need to do here is to cut them into chunks to a size of our liking, okay. Then we're going to pour in about, just say, a level tablespoon of the sesame oil and then a tablespoon of the light soy. We're going to give it some flavor with a little bit of a shake of the garlic granules, little bit of the ground ginger. You could probably put in a little bit more than I put in there, looking at it this time, and then just give it a stir. Now we only really want this chicken to be coated in this mixture, okay. We don't want it to be swimming in it. We don't want there to be any residue at the bottom, because we do not want to make a batter, you know, because if you've ever tried to batter something and then stick it in the air fryer, it is an absolute mess. We're not doing this. We're using this cheeky little technique to create a breading, okay. So you'll see that this next step was to put in a couple of tablespoons of corn flour, which we're then seasoning with quite a lot of black pepper and some salt. Then we're just going to mix this up. And what you can see is, you know, because the chicken was, you know, oily, that's just going to pick up some of this flour mixture, and it's basically going to dry out the outside, and we're going to get a kind of breading. Okay, so there isn't really going to be much that can stick to the air fryer. So just give that a bit of a mix, and then give the bowl a shake so it all gets fully covered, fully dried, and it's ready to go. We're then going to start prepping our sauce, and you can see we've got our pepper. You're just going to cut this into chunks, not rocket science. And do the same with your onion. It was at this point that I realized I hadn't put the ketchup on the board at the beginning of the video, and then I paused and then forgot to record myself chopping it up, but c'est la vie. So we move on to the actual sauce, where we've got 4 tablespoons, dessert spoons of our ketchup, you know, 1 of the soy sauce, 1 of the malt vinegar. Then we've got 2 of the honey, because we want it really sweet. And then we've got probably about half a cup of the pineapple juice. You could put a little bit more if you fancy. I guess it all depends on how much you are making. If you need to make a bit more sauce, then you can put some more in, right? So we're now going to make a corn flour slurry. This is what's going to thicken our sauce and make it like really jammy. So you've just got 2 teaspoons of corn flour, a little bit of water. We just want it to be like the consistency of milk, and then just mix it, leave it on the side. It will kind of dry out again before you use it, so make sure before you put it in the pan you give it a bit of a stir again. So just stick the chicken in the air fryer, no preheating required. We're going to put it in 200 degrees for 10 minutes. It's going to take somewhere between 9 and 12 minutes depending on the size of your chicken. And now halfway through, pull this out. You've got your tongs there, but you can just give it a good old shake. Just give the basket a good old shake, and that'll be more than sufficient. And then stick it back in for the remaining 5 or 6 minutes. We then got our frying pan here, where we are going to create this sauce. Now this sauce is not really going to take too long at all. We're going to throw in our onion and pepper. Now cook that until it's basically cooked, okay? And then once it's to your preferred liking, in terms of being soft and whatever. You're then going to put in your pineapple. This doesn't need cooking, obviously. Then pour in your sauce. Warm the sauce through till it starts bubbling. It's going to warm through the pineapple as well. Then you're going to pour in this slurry of corn flour. Make sure you mixed it before you drop it in there. And then straight away give this a stir, because if you don't, that corn flour slurry will basically solidify straight away and you just have a lump of flour. So then cook this for, 2 minutes until you can see it's already started to really thicken. So when I'm moving that spoon across the bottom of the pan, it's taking it away from the pan. So once that has got nice and thick, we are now ready to put in our lovely pieces of chicken that we've cooked in the air fryer. So make sure that you get them all out into the pan and then give it a stir so they get fully covered in this sauce. We want every piece of chicken to be fully covered in this sweet and sour sauce. So make sure it gets a full whack. So let's take a look. If we can focus, refocus. Come on, mate. Yeah, we got there. So there you go. Nice and glossy, nice and sticky. Nice and sticky. And then get some sort of fancy pot out and then dish up. You could serve this with some plain rice that works really, really well, or any of your other takeaway classics. This is really, really hot, okay, and it's because it's kind of a jammy consistency. It's going to be absolutely roasting, so make sure you let it cool down before you put it in your gob. So I think it's about time that we went and tasted this. So let's eat. Hey gang, welcome back. This is the taste test. We done sweet and sour chicken. We utilized the air fryer for the chicken. Now, sweet and sour chicken is a takeaway classic. Everyone loves it. I'm not going to offend anyone and imply that this is in any way authentic. It is my interpretation utilizing the air fryer, and I think we've done a pretty fantastic job. We cooked the chicken in the air fryer with the corn flour, rolled in it with the seasoning, and this avoided the need for deep frying, all that sort of stuff, or heavy frying that's the oils are going to get in the room and stink the gaff out, which is something I hate. So there we go. You've already seen it, but there we go. Tried to get a little bit of colour on this with the green pepper, but it seems to have maintained its glorious orange and red appearance. Nice thick sauce. It's absolutely glorious. You can taste the flavouring that we put on the chicken. The sauce is that classic sweet and sour, that pineapple, bit of a tang, fruity, beautiful. You got your pineapple, your onions, your pepper, all comes together to make this absolutely classic dish. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you give it a go. This is one of those dishes that there's a number of steps, but once you put it together, the final product is so worth it. So worth it. Because you've actually created something that you think it's kind of like a specialist dish. And you've created something that's pretty close, pretty damn close. I would say this is pretty damn close to what I would expect to pay, 3 or 4 times what I paid to make it at home. And I had the fun of making it myself. So, if you like that, remember, the big thing is to give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it every single time. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know some of your other favourite dishes. And check out the description as always if you would like to support the channel. We're going strength to strength and we're knocking out a brand new video every single week, which I hope that you enjoy. If you do, subscribe, and we'll see you next time for another video. Take it easy, enjoy yourself, have fun, and cook some absolutely lovely food. See you later, guys.